How's it going, everyone? My name is Jose, the biggest dream daddy of them all. And welcome back to Dream Daddy Dating Simulator. So, for me, it's actually been a couple of weeks since I played this game. For you guys, it's probably, maybe a couple days. But, yeah, so I decided that I'm not going to finish this game. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to finish dating this guy, who I forgot his name, that Danny Sexbang does the voice for, and also Damien. I just want to do those two dates, finish them, and that'll be it for this series because, well, I'll give my reasons why at the end of the final episode. Just about ready to pack it in. After a few bites of ice cream from the freezer, I turn off all the lights and walk down the hall to my room. Wonder if Amanda's still awake. That kid needs some sleep. As I pass her room, I can hear a faint sound, but can't make out what it is. I get a little closer. Is she crying? I knock gently on the door. Hey, Amanda! I forgot the voices I gave everyone. The crying immediately stops. Not right now! Her voice sounds strained. She sniffles. I need to make sure she's okay. I open the door. In the dark, I can see Amanda's outline in the middle of her bed and knees hugged up against her body. Nice egg. Is everything okay? I don't want to talk about it! Did something happen? No, nothing happened. Go away. Fine. Alright, I'll leave you be. I back out of the room and close the door gently behind me. She immediately starts crying again. Wow, I have no idea what has her so upset. She's seemed totally normal. I feel awful just leaving her to cry, but I also get the feeling that if I tried to do anything else, it would have made her more upset. Yes, it would have. Can't stop mentally cycling through all the sorts of awful things she could be dealing with right now. More than anything, I just want her to be happy and safe. I have a hard time falling asleep, but when I finally do, I'm still thinking about Amanda. My daughter. After a long night of very little sleep, roll out of bed and make myself a pot of coffee. Amanda should be up for school soon. Maybe she'll be willing to talk about whatever's bothering her. About 10 minutes before she's supposed to leave, Amanda comes out of her room and makes a beeline for the freezer. Morning, Amanda! Morning. She drops a frozen waffle in the toaster and slams the freezer door. She won't look at me. Yikes. So, anything big going on at school today? No. Okay. Do you need a ride to school? No. I want some coffee. Amanda pulls out the toaster lever and takes her still freezer burned waffle out before it's finished cooking. I have to go. Amanda picks up her bag and storms out. Go! Okay. You don't need to be so rude, Dick. I haven't seen her act like this in a long time. It's usually short-lived, but always hurts. Hopefully this blows over and things are back to normal soon. I sit back in the kitchen to look at a picture of Amanda and I hanging on the wall. Oh, okay. In it, I'm teaching her how to ride a bike. Her face is a mixture of excitement and pure, unadulterated fear. I remember how determined she was. Every time she would fall off and scrape her knee, she would get up and try it again. Finally, I had to stop her because she was bleeding everywhere. Then she started to cry because she didn't think she needed bandages and wanted to keep trying. I got something on my neck. So put the bike away. She just stood in the middle of the street and screamed, and then I took her for ice cream and it was like nothing even happened. After giving it a bit of a thought, I decided that if I force her to talk about it, I'm only going to make things worse, but I have an idea. I start rummaging around for ingredients. Hear Amanda walk in the door. Instead of heading for the kitchen like she usually does, she makes a beeline into her room. She's clearly trying to avoid me. Hey, Pumpkin. What? Can you come here for a sec? There was a moment of silence. Yeah. I want to say sorry about last night. I'm just worried about you, kiddo. I get scared when I know something's wrong, and I get even more scared when I feel like I can't do anything about it. Dad, So just, whatever it is, and you don't have to tell me. If you don't want to, but whatever it is, just know that you have a dad in your corner who wants you to be happy. Oh. Honey, you know I'm bad with words, so I was hoping I could speak a language we both understand. Pull that cake out of the refrigerator and place it on the table. Hopefully the frosting has set by now. Ta-da! Dad. Sorry you're sad, but I support you 100%. Oh! Took me a really long time because I ran out of red frosting somewhere around. Sad. Oh. And I had to start over and... This is beautiful! She starts crying again. It's strawberry. Amanda gives me a big old hug. He grabs some plates and forks and serves us some delicious cake. So, it's really stupid. What is? This whole thing. And I've been really weird lately, and there's just... I don't even know how to explain. I feel like I might have to make you a chart. I'm listening. Do you want me to take notes? I guess I should start from the top. So you know how Emma R is going to that fancy art school in California, right? Emma R. The one who on Dead Goth and Beyond? The best friend? The other one? Dad, that was me. Oh, yeah. What? I thought you were Emma P. Dad, are you doing okay? I'm getting legit worried. I've been doing a lot of gluing and varnishing in unventilated spaces. Carry on. Anyways, ever since she got accepted her acceptance letter, I've been feeling like she's drifting away, you know? She's been spending a lot more time with Grace and Emma P. I just thought it was all in my head for a while, but then I found out from Rosie M that both of the Emmas, Grace and Noah, all went to a party at Mackenzie's F's. On the same night, they all told me they were busy studying for the Calc AB final. Ooh, so they ditched her. Yikes. So another important piece of information is, God, this is embarrassing. Have a crush on Noah, and that's the thing. What? Whoa! I had no idea. I definitely didn't know that. Okay. You're a bad liar. So are you. I learned from the worst. Anyways, so the only person I told about the crush was Emma Arendt, and she promised not to tell anybody. I didn't confront them about the party thing because I didn't want to start drama. So I just kept quiet, and keep going about my business. And then one day I invited everybody out to get nachos in the mall, and after not texting me back for like 2 hours, even though none of them ever put their phones down for more than 60 seconds, they all say they're busy like simultaneously. So I tell them, never mind, I'll just eat nachos at home, right? But we were out of chips and I really, really wanted nachos. Totally understandable. So I go to the mall anyway. I get to the food court, and who do I see there but Grace, Emma P, Emma R, and Noah, all hanging out together and eating nachos without me. What? It gets better. I'm standing by the escalators watching them, and I realize that Noah has his arm around Emma R, which is kind of weird, right? But then they kiss. No. Yes, I know! So I storm over there, and I'm like, hey. And Grace drops a nacho in her shirt because, of course, she does, and Emma R just, like, glares at me. Grace, nothing is coming up. I don't know who that is. Grace is the boring one? Well, yeah, that's not the important part. Grace is the one nobody really likes. Or I guess that's me now. But anyway, nobody will say anything, and I'm just like, you guys suck, which I realize is not the most eloquent thing to say, but I was very angry and really embarrassed, and I just wanted to get out of there. So I left without nachos, might I add, which only further contributed to this shitty day, and immediately drafted a super long text to the group chat asking them why they've been so weird. And I wrote another one to MR asking how long the Noah thing's been going on, and sorry, I know that's a lot. You still following? But I'm a little confused, but I think I have no idea what's happening. Oh, okay. Get a load of this. MR says, you know what? Let me just read it to you. I'm going to pull out her phone and reads it word for word in an arduously long string of text message. Can you believe that? I cannot believe that. I care so much about Amanda's social life and mental well-being, but man, do I not understand that what she's talking about. This is all beyond me, but I am trying my hardest to be supportive. They were dating in secret for like months. So I told her that she's being a really terrible friend, and she's like, well, if you think I'm so terrible, then just stop being my friend. And I was like, okay. And then she left me on red. And then, wait, left me on red? What's that? Oh, like she saw my message and didn't reply. And I know because there are read receipts. I don't know what read receipts are, but I'm just going to nod and pretend I understand. I understand. Gotcha! So while this is all happening, I'm talking to MP about how mad I am because she's at least being kind of reasonable, and I'm venting to her about how pissed I am at everybody and stuff. And then out of nowhere, Noah texts me and is like, how could you say that about me? I'm like, say what about you? And he tells me that Emma P sent screenshots of everything I told her to the group chat that I got kicked out of. Alright, I think you lost me at screenshots, but that definitely sounds bad. There's so much more, but honestly, it's really just stupid teenager stuff. Bottom line is that everybody dropped me. Half of my grade hates me, and now I have no friends. That's perfect! You can leave without... Amanda, I'm so sorry. I almost expected it from everybody else, but MRR's been there since Dad died. I can't believe she would just stab me in the back like that. I'm not even mad that she's dating Noah. I'm just upset that she lied to me about it for so long. Amanda stabs at the remnants of her cake. Okay, I take it back. I'm kind of mad she's dating Noah. Like, what did I do wrong? Why did everybody just suddenly decide I'm not cool anymore? Why wasn't I enough? I don't understand. As mad as I am at everybody, like, I miss them, Dad. I look so dejected. I almost can't take it. What could I possibly say to help? Anyways, that's it. That's the whole sordid tale. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week for more hot gossip. That's not how kids talk. Wow. I know, it's pretty dumb. It's not dumb. No, it's a stupid thing to be upset over. Now, your feelings are real. Don't ever be mad at yourself for having feelings, I guess. Unless you've secretly been a robot who's been approximating human feelings this whole time. Dad, if I was a robot, I would have transformed into a monster truck a long time ago. But seriously, I know you probably don't want advice, but I feel like it's my duty as a dad to bestow upon you a few nuggets of fatherly wisdom. Real friends don't do that. High school sucks. Not all friendships last forever. These are all pretty accurate. Not all friendships last forever. Real friends don't do that. You gotta start realizing that sort of people you want to associate yourself with. Do you really want to surround yourself with people who would do something like that to their friend? It takes a lot of work to find and maintain meaningful friendships. It took me a long time to figure that out myself, and I wish I had learned it sooner. If the other person isn't putting the effort in to show you how much they care, it's not worth it. You're not beholden to being their friend. Ultimately, I think this says way more about their character than it does about yours, because you're amazing, and if they can't see that, well, that's their problem. Huh. I'll keep that in mind. Look down at the table. Did we just eat the whole cake? Yes, we did. Just eat the whole cake. Well, good talk. He gets up and go to her room. Before she closes her door, she turns around. Hey, Pops. Yes. Thank you. You're always welcome. Love you, Amanda.
I love you too, Dad.
Yay! By equality, not quantity.
Welcome. You got dads.
Thank you! What's happening? Save. Alright, so that was long. Let's talk to Robert because it's the last date. I think. You know what they say about third dates? They get pretty serious. Are you sure this is your dream daddy? Oh, so you can only choose one. Alright, well I just saved it, so that's fine. I'm sure. And I want to see what's... Gas is cheaper in the suburbs. Is it? It's okay if you cry if you're feeling sad. I haven't spoken to Robert since that... I'm gonna move this. So that night, we drove out to his thinking spot. He seemed unusually somber then. Like, more so than the usual amount of somber that Robert is. Which is already a lot. I've been thinking about him and hope he's doing okay, but I've been a little reluctant to reach out to him. Reloading! Hey, reloading! Guess who's getting their drinks on tonight? Guess it's you. Also me, but mostly you. Right now? Tell me back to Robert. Can't right now. Rain check. Not now. Later. Seriously. Advance notice. 8 p.m. Jim and Kim. Sure, man. Not that I'm unappreciative, but I think this is the first time that Robert's giving me more than an hour's warning before hanging out. Amanda! Amanda pops her head out of the hallway and music I don't recognize blaring from the room. What's up? I'm hanging out with Robert later tonight. Okay, cool. Robert, who is my friend. I have friends. I'm happy for you, Dad. People enjoy my company, Amanda. Dad, I'm so happy for your continued development as a human being. What are you listening to? Sad shit. Amanda language. What about Grandma think? What would Grandma think? I don't give a fuck anymore. Amanda language. Sad stuff, sweetie. Ugh. Holy stuff, lay off me, Pops. Amanda goes back into her room and turns up the volume to her sad stuff. Yeah. Oh shit, it's Robert. Put on my going out coat and walk over to Jim and Kim's. I spot Robert leaning against the brick wall, smoking a cigarette. As I get closer, I realize that he looks a little different, cleaner, I guess. It actually seems like he combed his hair and his clothes are less wrinkled than usual. He loves me. Yeah. Hey! Hey. You took a shower just for me? I'm working on my relationship with existence. We both stand there for a second and don't say anything. Robert finishes his cigarettes and abruptly goes inside. I follow him. Okay, Robert, thank you. By the time I get inside, Robert's already at the bar ordering 2 whiskeys. I spot a booth in the back and claim it for us. Robert slides in and hands me a glass. To us, to you. To toast? To toast. Ah, he didn't like that. To toast. Love your warm bread. Click. He didn't like that. Whiskeys, and I watch him sip his rather than his traditional approach of slamming the whiskey back as quickly as possible. So what's the plan for tonight? At some other bars, maybe grab some pizza. I think that'll kill some time before we go burn down that old abandoned house in the woods. It's definitely not as fun as if it's abandoned. Mary pops over the back of the booth, a glass of wine in her hand, and she punches Robert in the shoulder. Where was my phone call? Sorry, I figured you were busy, sinking your teeth into some poor sap. I am. He's right here. Look around at the booth and see a guy sitting across from her. He waves meekly. You replacing me with the new kid? I could never replace you whether I wanted to or not. He leaves her booth and slides in next to Robert. The guy she was sitting with looks mildly relieved. She eyes Robert's clean pressed clothes up and down suspiciously. What? Do you got a court date coming up? He never convinced the jury. He looks handsome. He cleans up nicely. Oh shit, he didn't like that again. Pump the brakes, kid. I blushed a little. Seriously though, what's up with you? Robert stares down at his drink, suddenly looking serious. It's Pappy. Doctors say it's cirrhosis of the liver. I told that old bag of bones to quit it with the sauce, but it's all he's ever known, especially since his mom's gone. That's why I invited you out tonight. Just didn't want to be alone. Oh, come on! Reloading, don't be an asshole! You know, one thing Robert doesn't joke around about is his Pappy. Whoops. They're giving him 2 months. I gotta help him straighten out his affairs. Robert! I'm so sorry. Robert takes out a long look at his whiskey, eyeing it with dim glow of the bar's lights. I look at his life and then I look at mine and I know history is just doomed to repeat itself. Oh my god! I'm just kidding. He's retired with a new girlfriend in Acapulco. They watch the sunset every night, probably screw like donkeys. Wait. Aren't rabbits the ones who screw a lot? Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were an expert in which animals screw a lot.
Come on.
Please, stop saying the word screw. She looks at the guy that came with him. He's like... Robert finishes his drink and slides it away from him. He gets up out of the booth. Me and Reloading are gonna hit the bricks. You coming with? May cast one last glance at the sad stuff she's been hunting and downs the rest of her wine in one gulp. This place is dead anyways. The guy's all like... We exit the bar and find a typical empty street filled with a small crowd of people. At the front is a guy with a really deliberate attitude and bad posture. He carries a lantern that he shines up at his face for dramatic effect. What's going on? Looks like one of those walking ghost tours. They do that in this part of town all the time. I've always wanted to do one of those. You know, all the stories are fake, right? Pretty much all my stories are fake. This is research. Robert makes a beeline towards the back of the group. He turns around when he notices that I'm not following him. Come on! We can't just crash it, can we? Don't be such a square, Reloading. Just act like you belong. Robert slides up to the tour group. I reluctantly fall in to step behind him. Well, here goes nothing. Hey! It was in this place in 1694 that the most infamous witch trials were held. Tour Master Quinn. To date, we do not know if the people burned at the skates were actually witches, but it is widely reported that their ghosts still haunt this hapless dive bar to this very day. It was actually 1692.
That's the good stuff.
What? And the site was over there by a coffee shop down the road. Sorry, who are you? Daniel McSturgis, ghost historian. And this is my colleague, Dr. 80s reference, 90s reference, and contemporary reference. 80s, 90s. Dr. Prescott, paranormal investigator extra now. We're touring America's most haunted locations as research over our new book. You may have seen our guest cameo on Paranormal House Hunters Extreme Edition. He liked that one. A couple of people in the group start nodding. Man, Robert's good at this.
Master Quill.
Are you guys a part of the group? I don't remember seeing you at the first stop. We like to keep a low profile. Easier to catch ghosts that way.
Sailor.
They've definitely been here. I've been standing next to them the whole time. Thank you, random lady who I do not know. As I was saying, the epicenter of the paranormal activity can be found of the coffee spoon over there. The man who runs it has been plagued by haunting since he signed the lease. Damn near driven him mad. But whatever you say is cool, I guess. It's your tour. Man, I didn't know about Matt. Wait, Robert's making this up. The rest of the tour listens intensely at Robert's every word. I think tour guides can tell that he's losing the group, but he seems to be getting flustered. Thank you for your contribution and knowledge, Mr. McSturgis. Let's move on to the next haunted location. Mary and I follow the group down the street. That tour guide's shirt is cool. Yeah, everyone in the group gets one, and if we make it to the final location. I turn around and grab him by the shoulders. I need that t-shirt. Well, I guess we're in this for the long haul then. Just follow my lead. Don't arouse too much suspicion, and we'll have cool ghost shirts in no time. Oh. God damn it, we're gonna be really doing this? A group arrives at an old Doris decrepit colonial-style house.
All right.
A quick pause into it. My name is Quinn, but most people call me the ghost tour circuit call me Tour Master Quinn. I'm a DJ, trivia master, and part-time actor.
That's the good stuff.
That's the good stuff. I do private ghost hunting events, birthday parties, make bar mitzvahs, and perform traditional vaudevillian mime work. Master Quinn gives out headshots to all of us. His resume is on the back. Stage combat experience. Anyway, there's a little bit of history for you all. This was the home of noted American author Dorothy Pembridge, whose prose was widely popular in the late 19th century. It was in the attic of this very home where she wrote such classics as The Diaries of the Victoria... Ah, shit! She unfortunately died of consumption shortly after the turn of the century, but several people have reported that on some nights you can see the light from the attic where the ghost of Miss Pembridge continues to work on her latest bestseller. I guess you could say that she was consumed by her work. God damn it! Oh, there goes that Game Grump humor! No reaction from the crowd. This guy needs to work on his dad jokes. Actually, consumption is the popular cover-up. Little known fact is that it was a murder-suicide. I'm pretty sure she died of consumption. Sure, and we definitely didn't hire Stanley Kubrick to elaborately fake the moon landing. That's the watered-down censored version they teach you in school. But if you can't handle the real story, I understand if it's not for the faint of heart. Can we? I think everyone would rather hear what this world-renowned ghost historian has to say, right, everyone? Hey. The group members in agreement.
I am so sad.
This is a topic we cover extensively in our book. Dr. Prescott, would you care to tell this story? With something highbrow, go with something I know. Rely on amazing improv comedy skills. Yeah. In the 19th century, Dorothy Pembridge was credited for protecting New York City from potentially world-ending paranormal forces. Despite her success, her ragtag group of ghost hunters were disbanded by government officials. However, after learning that the ghost of Vigo the Carpathian has taken an interest in her son, her and her ghost-busting friends launched a mission to defeat the ghost and once again save New York City. Hey, isn't that the plot to... Nope, it's not! Isn't that Ghostbusters? The tour guide sees this as an opportunity to take back the group and address us with some razzle-dazzle. Aha! What an interesting story. What? Someone... Leave me alone. I just want everyone to know that the next location is extremely terrifying. If anyone thinks they can't handle it, feel free to excuse yourselves. Alright, I'm bored. Returns to a young guy looking at his son and taps him on the shoulder. Hey kid, fancy buying a gal a drink? Guy looks up at her and smiles. Only if the bar is haunted! Honey, I can show you the most haunted places in town. My vagina. I think I could exercise your demons if that's what you're looking for. Okay, I was joking, but you could have just said kid. His eyes go wide. Mary salutes me and Robert. She suddenly pulls me into a hug and murmurs into my ear. You know Rob as long as I have. You know when something's wrong, keep an eye on him for me tonight, okay? Sure, Maddie. Good man. Mary pats me on the back and pulls away. She takes the guy's hand and leads him down the street. Take it sleazy, fellas. God help that poor soul. Man, that guy's going to get the ride of his life. Mary or the kid? Both. Our last stop, this burial ground is such a hotbed of horrifying paranormal activity that I'm not even sure where to begin. There's the wailing ghost of the Wharfmen, the vampire of Maple Bay, the children of the moonlight. What about the Dover ghost? At this point, the tour guide is clearly irritated with us. What about it? Oh, nothing. It's just I just think that it would be a crime to come all the way out to this cemetery, the actual origin of the one England's most notorious paranormal entities, and not even mention the infamous Dover ghost. That's not a real thing! That's absolutely not a real thing. I think someone needs to brush up on their paranormal history. That's me. I know tons of paranormal history. I know every ghost story in this area. I can guarantee there's one you don't know. He looks over at me and smiles. Would you care to hear the tale of how Prescott and I met? No! The entire group shushes the tour guide. Okay, fine, tell the story. Well, it was a dark and stormy night. I wasn't always a paranormal investigator. Way back when I was just,
That's the good stuff.
Bible salesman, traveling grifter, carnival bark. Traveling around the state, not only spreading the good word, but becoming closer to the man upstairs himself. I happened upon the quiet town of Maple Bay quite by accident, but little did I know that this city has a dark side. At the same time, I was just starting out as an apprentice to a rather famous ghost hunter who was an old family friend of mine. He carried the equipment, operated the EVP machine, all that. Wait, yes? Who was the famous ghost hunter? Well, I don't like to name drop, but Georgia Mathers. Tour group gasps. Georgia Mathers? She's a legend. You know her? Knew her. Amazing woman. Died mysteriously. Miss you, Georgie. Anyway, we were in Maple Bay investigating some reports of strange lights and sounds coming from the cemetery late at night. Now we had been warned by the old crypt keeper that this place was highly dangerous, but Georgia was never one to shy away from an adventure. We camped out in the center of the cemetery for 3 nights straight. We endured your so-called wailing watchman. Wailing ghost of the wharfman. Whatever, your stupid vampire is just a teenager in mask, but the Dover ghost man. Tell him, Prescott! So there I was, just walking back to my hotel after a long day of selling Bibles. Working on a couple of short cons. Running with the dunk tank. Saving souls and selling Bibles. Also have saving a couple of Bibles, but never selling any souls. Except my own, but that's another story. Then over to Tour Master Quinn. Won it back in a fiddle competition. Really? Find myself walking past this very cemetery. Now, I was never a very superstitious man, but something seemed off. I could hear some sort of commotion happening deep within the graveyard, and I felt compelled to investigate. And thank God you did. Georgia and I were conducting a seance in the mausoleum. At first, things were pretty normal, but after about an hour, everything went south. Playing back the EVP meter, we were able to hear a single word. Run. The air suddenly went cold. Something was very, very wrong. I just knew we weren't alone. We started to hear this faint, distant scraping noises, like something being dragged across the ground. It got louder and louder until it was deafening, some kind of demented howl. And then I felt something grabbing my ankle. It has a whole crowd hook, line and sinker. I could hear a pin drop. I've only cried twice in my life. Once was the birth of my daughter. The other was when that thing started dragging me. I wasn't sure if it was taking me where it was taking me, but knew it was no place I wanted to go. I was sure I was going to die. The moment I crossed the gate into the cemetery, I heard this god-awful screeching. I ran into the mausoleum, just in time to see a man being pulled across the floor. By God, to this day, the mere thought of it ties my stomach into knots. It looked like man, but like... I glanced at Robert. Like someone who didn't know what a man was supposed to look like tried to put one together. The arms were too long, the eyes glowed red. It was like a walking shadow. What any good person would do. I lunged for... Shoot. What was his fake name again? Shit. Daniel McSturgis. Dang! I grabbed his hand and entered into a tug-of-war with the unholiest of forces. That it was going to be torn in half. But I had a God on my side. The pocket Bible always kept on me, fell out of my pocket shirt, and to this day I can remember what passage it opened up to. Austin 360. Leviticus. If thy oblation by the meat offering taken in the pan, I shall be fine flour and veal mingled with oil. Not exactly relevant, but true. No idea where I pulled that verse from. The horrifying growl. The entity finally relented Daniel, and I collapsed onto the ground. Exhausted, we were both covered in blood. A damn creature clawed into my chest, got me real good. Had to get 16 stitches. I pulled down the collar of his shirt to reveal a long, wicked scar across his pecs. That's how I got this scar. Followed Georgia Mathers to the ends of the earth. We've faced exorcism, demons, poltergeists, and threw our equipment across the room, but I had never seen Georgia so scared. She was never the same after that, and neither was I. Watching what happened to Daniel and Georgia shook my faith, but I came out of that experience a better man and a better friend. We've been brothers ever since. Tour group gives us a round of applause as Robert and I share an emotional hug. As he embraces me, I can smell the cologne on his neck. Wow, Robert does clean up good. I find myself lingering a little too long on the hug. Tour guide seems to have bought it. Even he's wiping his tear from his eyes. Thank you. It's an honor to be able to share our story. Be sure to watch out for our book. Exclusion of a supernatural ice ghost. Saw a demon and a shocking true story of seeing a demon. The Bro's Guide to the Hottest Ghosts. Ice Road Ghost Truckers. Okay. Has to suppress a laugh at that one.
That's the good stuff.
Well, I think you both definitely earned your t-shirts. The tour guide hands us cover t-shirts, and then he slips us both his business cards and leans in close. If you guys are ever in need of a professional actor, balloon artist, Elvis impersonator, or nude model, please don't hesitate to contact me. You got it, buddy. If a couple tourists take selfies with us, we split away from the group and walk home. That was incredible! I really can't believe they bought all of that. I didn't know you had it in you reloading. Excuse me, Dr. Prescott. A bit about Pocket Bible was aces, although giving the Dover ghost glowing red eyes was a little cliche. And the Kubrick conspiracy theory bit wasn't. All a part of the character. Well, we got the shirts out of it. You're right in front of Robert's house. Want to have a drink? Is that even a question? You trying to poison me? How long have you known me for? Do you really think I would turn down the opportunity to share a fine alcoholic beverage with our treasured friend and accomplice, Mr. Robert Bobbert Small? If you ever call me Bobbert again, I'll kick you right in the shins, both of them. You can expect an angry phone call from my orthopedist in the morning. Bobbert. Robert just laughs, starts unlocking his door. My shins live to die another day. Holy crap! That leads me inside. I can't help but to think about what Mary said to me. Robert did seem a little bit off, but that completely disappeared when we were joking around with the ghost tour. I don't know. He's hard to read. While I'm thinking, I hear claws skittering across the floor. Oh God! It's his pit bull. I'm about to be torn to shreds. Shut my eyes tight and brace for impact. Betsy! Hey, be nice. I don't feel anything but tiny paws scratching at my shoes. I open my eyes. What the fuck? As I jumps away from me, running around the circle, sniffing Robert's legs, he pats her on the head. Hey, that's not a pit bull. It's the cutest, dumbest Boston Terrier I've ever seen. Betsy, you're not a pit bull, and you weren't taken by the Dover ghost. Betsy's made of tougher stuff than that, ain't you, girl? Betsy rolls over for some well-received belly rubs. I just keep a picture of a large pit bull in my wallet in case of comedic emergencies. Make our way to Robert's living room for a quiet man with arguably the oldest pickup truck that can be legally driven. His place is amazing. There are sleek modern appliances throughout the room with a big flat screen TV mounted on the wall. He has shelves upon shelves of DVDs. Guess he wasn't lying about being really into cinema. He pours both glasses of whiskey in a well-stocked bar in the corner while Betsy curls up on the pile of cushions. So, how'd you really get that scar? Don't tell me you guy fishing Alaskan king crabs in the Bering Sea or something. You trained me too well. Robert laughs and takes a sip of his drink. My dad and I were riding our bikes. I hit a rock, flew over the handlebars, and then we went into the hospital. That's it. Not a very interesting story. I've never heard you talk about your daughter. Well, I have one. That's her. Points to a picture of the wall and very serious little girl with dark eyes. Yep, that's definitely Robert's daughter. How old is she? 25, 26, not too sure. Does she live around here? No. Val lives back at home in Brooklyn. Works at some media online magazine thing. Makes buckets, though. He suddenly seems really serious. I probably shouldn't press him about it. You like Santana? Yes. Great. Or puts on Santana, and then he takes a seat on the couch next to me. He suddenly downs his drink in one gulp. Hey, are you alright? Robert leans in and kisses me, and the taste of whiskey burning my lips. Oh! Surprised at first, but slowly relaxes into his arm. He pulls slightly, his lips barely brushing against my mouth. Oh no! I am now. Can't say anything. At best, managing a sigh. Robert leans in again, kissing me harder. He pulls my bottom lip between his teeth and bites slightly, sliding a hand under my shirt, my heart pounding in my chest. As he lies both down on the couch and kisses a trail down my neck, his teeth grazing my skin. I just... Wait! It's not that! Robert bites down, and I have to stifle a moan. Stop! Robert stiffs up and pulls away. No biting? No, I'm more than okay with that. Something's up! I runs a hand through his hair and looks away. I'm fine. Just been kind of stressed out, tired, no big deal. Push it! Listen, I want this as badly as you do, but I know something's wrong. I need to make sure that you're okay and I'm not just some floozy for you. I stares at the ground. You don't know me that way, reloading. I'm not a good person. It takes a deep breath. I spent my whole life only talking and taking. And now here I am, an old broken man sitting on top of a pile of everything, and I've ever taken a loan. But I want to know you. You don't have to keep hiding big fake stories and acting like you don't have feelings. He sighs heavily.
I don't know.
It's Val. She's visiting tomorrow. She wants to patch things up. Are you? I'm sorry, but is this a bit? No. When was the last time you saw her? 3, 4, I think. Months? Years. I sit up straight. Jesus, Robert, what happened between you two? I don't want to talk about it. When I sit in silence, neither of us wanted to look at each other, both of us unsure what to do next. Fine. Things were already bad between us. I cared about her, I always did. Things just got in the way. Before I knew it, she was leaving for college, wanting nothing to do with me. Marilyn and I moved out here to settle down. We thought it would help to get away from all the distractions, all the money, all the drinking. But temptations gets to you. I tried to be better, but I just couldn't. And then the accident changed everything. I think every day about how she must have died hating me. I never became a better man that she wanted me to be, the one she always saw in me. She was the last thread Val and I had connecting us together. I didn't know that when I lost my wife, I was going to lose my daughter, too. Robert. This got serious. I spent so much time chasing after things I thought were going to make me happy that I ruined my only real chance at happiness. Now my wife is dead and my daughter hates me. And then I convinced myself that he gestures vaguely in my direction, was going to make me happy. Why do I even try anymore? I'm so sorry. I know how hard it is, too. No, you don't! How could you possibly know how this feels? You did everything right. Your daughter loves you. You're a good person. I was a terrible husband, and I'm even a worse father. I have no idea why she's even bothering contacting me now. I know I'm just gonna fuck it up, like I always do. I'm broken. I shouldn't even go. Rob puts his head in his hands. Tell him what he wants to. Tell him what he needs to hear. Walk away. No. Nothing is going to change until you do! Robert pauses. He looks at me. There are a lot of things in life that I regret, that I wish I could take back or do over, and it hurts so much to know that I can't. But what I can do, and what you have the privilege of doing tomorrow morning, is to wake up and try to be a better person than you were the day before. Things aren't going to fix themselves tomorrow or the next day, and patching things up with Val isn't going to solve all of your problems either. And nothing is going to change if you don't. And you can't love anyone else until you stop hating yourself. And you're right. I don't know you that well, but you have the same capacity for good that we all have. And I know you can find it. Valley's giving you a chance. Don't waste it. But. Robert, listen to me! It's gonna be okay. But. I lean over and embrace Robert, pulling him as tightly as I can. He buries his head into my shoulder, hugging me back. It's gonna be okay. Puts a hand on the back of his head and strokes his hair. He shudders, then sobs, and I realize he's crying. We make out hard afterwards. Thank you. We stay here for a while, holding each other. We both eventually drift off to sleep. Oh man, I thought I was gonna get laid! Date complete! Potty humor. So do these even matter?
You're a shooter. I like that.
Thanks, Danny. Dan, click to continue. So, is that it or what? Because I'm going to end it. You don't use mental utensils for non-stick frying pans. Tell someone if they're thinking about them. They probably want to hear from you. No. Phew, I think I have finally... Wait, I have everything finally set up. I mean, I should be here any minute now. I think that's her in the car in the driveway. Okay, I gotta act natural. Be cool, reloading. Be cool. Minna walks through the door with a suspicious look on her face. Hey, Dad! Off to a good start. Something's fishy. Rats! What? No, you asked too many questions. Sorry, sweetie. It's the feds. That life of crime is finally catching up to you. Try to send them in a different direction, but even I'm no match for the power of funding of the U.S. government. You know, they think they're gonna take me alive. They got another thing coming. I'm kidding. You're right. I have a little surprise for you. Yeah, I can tell. You're very bad at lying. Amanda, my dear, would you care to join me in the kitchen? Father, I would fill my heart with glee. Amanda, over to the kitchen, till I present lies covered under a tablecloth. It's nothing special, but I wanted you to get you a little something. You graduated high school last week, and I know you told me not to make a big deal about it, but, oh, Dad, I dramatically whipped the cloth off the table and Amanda's jaw drops. No way! I figure you probably won't be able to get cable in the dorm, so I thought it might be nice to take a piece of it home with you. DVD box set of Long Haul Paranormal Ice Road Triggers is all 19 seasons. And bonus material, including commentary with the actual ghosts featured on the show. Dad, I love this, thank you! She gives me a big hug. I'm glad you like it. Hey, you wanna hang out with me in the backyard for a bit, toss the old pigskin or something? Totally, I follow Amanda to the back door. Oh! They're all here! What? You told me not to make a big deal, but you seem to have forgotten that my entire mission in life is to make a big deal out of your accomplishments. That's right. So consider this your graduation party. Surprise. Dad, everyone's here. Well, yeah, everyone wanted to come and support you. Is that a mac and cheese bar? Sure is. Fully customizable down to the type of mac. And there's an ice cream cake, the good kind, with the crunchies in the middle. I don't know what to say. Don't say anything. Just go have fun with your pals, alright? I'm so proud of you, Amanda. Amanda smiles and runs to her friends, pushing all the dads out of the way. I should make the rounds and make sure everyone's having a good time. But first, mac and cheese. Wait, so am I going to talk to everyone? I'll go over to Marianne, who's having a lively conversation with Amanda. Listen, kid, you're going to need some real-life skills out there if you're going to make it out on the streets. I'm going to college. Same thing. Look, I know you're not old enough to drink, right? I know you're smart enough not to drink until you're of legal age. But hypothetically, if you were to drink, I'd behoove you to drink a glass of water between rounds. Ugh. Got it. Hypothetically. If you wake up with a headache, all you gotta do is take a jar of pickles and drink the pickle juice. You're gonna be fine. What? That's a thing? What's going on here? Girl talk! Mary turns it back to Amanda. Let me tell you how to deal with a bad roommate. First thing I know, you get straight A's if they died during the semester. Mary! Come on. Relax, it's a myth. Supposedly. Against my better judgment, I leave them be. What the hell? I don't think I recognize that girl on the snack table. I should go say hello. Are you Robert's daughter? Hi, I don't think we met. Oh, we've met. Years ago. And I'm here for my revenge. You're Robert's kid, aren't you? Spot on, I guess that makes you reloading, huh? Yes! Yeah, it's nice to meet you. I'm glad Robert brought you along. He promised there would be free food, so that's kind of hard to pass up. And, look, I don't know you, but can I get real with you for a sec? Maldaman's a real close book, you know. Me and him, we got a long way to go. You don't erase decades of neglect in a week, but you sure can't get tired of staying angry about it. That kind of bitterness, it poisons you. I think I'm too young for that. Anyways, lately he's been better. A lot better. And between him shaving for once and how much he talks about you, I get the feeling you have something to do with it. So, thanks. That means a lot to me. I'm glad he's getting better. Just keep an eye on him while I'm not around, okay? Or else. What? I'm kidding. Or am I? I don't know why I'm like this. I think it runs in the family. When it trots up to the conversation. Hey, I love your necklace! And your hair. And just, geez, your whole vibe is cool. Thanks, I like your jacket. My girlfriend collects pins too. Oh, this is my daughter Amanda. Amanda, this is Robert's daughter, Val. Nice meeting you. I heard you're a photographer. Aspiring photographer. I'm going to school for it. You take pictures? Yes. Then you're a photographer. Welcome to the biz. Val hands Amanda business. Ooh. If you're ever looking for internships, shoot me an email. Anyways, I need to go make friends with that woman over there who's dual-wielding wine glasses. Catch you later. Val walks away. She's so cool. She gave me her business card. She touched my hand. Congrats. We just networked for the first time. I'm a regular business lady now. Quarterly projection, stock market synergy. While you're making a fortune as a businesswoman, I gotta keep this party going. Catch you around, Pops. Reloading. Brian! You made it. Ha, I don't pass up a good mock. What do you think of the party? Oh, it's not bad. It's not bad? Yeah, it's not bad. Don't let him bait you. Don't let him bait you. Thank you for a lovely compliment. Daisy trots up. Hi, Amanda's dad. Hey, Brian's daughter. See how that feels? This is a really great party. Thank you so much for inviting us. You're very welcome, tiny child who knows how to pay a compliment. Brennan and I lock eyes. This isn't over. Hey, bro.
Oh.
Bro, there's a real rage of taking out the older age into consideration. Trying to be in the bed at a reasonable hour tonight. Don't let me get too wild. Don't worry, dude. I'll keep an eye on your fruit punch intake. You know, I'm really glad we're bros again. Let's hit the gym sometime soon, huh? Sure thing, dude. Brian and Hay. What? Peek out behind the crag. Hey, little ones. Hello. Hiya. Thank you for all that ice cream cake. Wait, girls. How much of that did you eat? Brer ate 4 pieces. Ask any witness. No, I didn't. Hazel ate 4 pieces and wants to pin it on me because we look alike. I have your face. Nobody will ever believe you. Oh, boy. I'll let you guys figure this out. Good seeing you, Craig. Let's hang soon, yeah? Totally. Tell man congrats for us. Looks like you've settled into the neighborhood quite nicely. Yep, couldn't ask for a better cul-de-sac. Well, I'm glad. Hopefully, we'll see you more at church events. We got a big schedule planned for the rest of the year. Sure thing, Joseph. Maybe if you aren't doing anything later, we could hang out sometime. Sure, Joseph, that'd be great. Well, see you later. Hugo comes up to me with a plate of mac and cheese. The perfect cheddar to mac ratio. Beautiful work, Reloading. Thanks, Hugo. I forgot everyone's voices. You're really pleased to see Amanda going to her dream school. I'm glad she turned it around for finals. Me too, man. That scholarship money will really help. Amanda walks by and pretends not to see Hugo. Man, come say hi to your old teacher. Hey! Congratulations on graduating. I know you're gonna do great things at our school. Hi, yeah, thanks. And then it starts to back away. Wait, I just realized that you're not my teacher anymore, so I don't have to be afraid of talking to you. You no longer hold power over me. You're right, go forth, adult. I can no longer give you detention. Yeah, I'm gonna break anything I want, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're still mad at me about the time I gave you detention for breaking my globe? Nope.
Ah.
And I'll have you know that the globe didn't even fit through the basketball hoop in the first place, so she'll fit into college just fine. Hey, man. Matt! Let me know when Amanda leaves for college. I have a fresh batch of banana bread Kennedys ready for her. Thank you. I know she'll love that. What a splendid garden party. My deepest thanks for extending an invitation to my son and I. This icebox cake is divine. Yeah, thanks, dude. Good cake. Thanks for coming by. As the party starts to wind down, I take a seat with our back porch step. The sun is setting and everyone seems to have eaten their fill. Amanda wanders over to sits down next to me. Killer party, Pops. What can I say? I was inspired. So, I also have something for you. For me? Why? Not to be completely genuine about the feeling for once or anything, but growing up wasn't easy, but it could have been a lot harder if it wasn't for you. Aww. Dad, you've been there for me through everything. There's been times in my life where you were my only friend. Yeah. I was really scared of going to college and being so far away from you, but I realized that everything you've done for me has been preparing me for this, and I'm ready. I wouldn't be who I am today without you. Don't cry, don't cry. I swear to God, Reloading, if you cry again. You're the best dad. I love you. And I'm crying. Anyway, that was enough emotional vulnerability for one day. Present time. Amanda hands me a tiny wrap package. Tear the wrapping off to find a framed picture of me and Amanda. It's us. Kind of shocking. All of our photo albums are just pictures of me, huh? I figured we need at least one together before I leave. Amanda! Thank you! Watching you grow up has been the happiest experience of my life. You're such a talented, intelligent young woman, and I'm so excited to see what the future holds for you. Knock 'em dead, kid. Always do. Amanda and I share a hug. It is the beginning, Pops. Plenty more memories for us down the road. Memories to make and stuff to break, right? World's best dad. I'm gonna break so much stuff intentionally and unintentionally. You're probably gonna have to pay for most of it. It will be my honor. Metahepsa. Looks like someone's been waiting to talk to you. Glance over to the back of the yard, where Robert is sitting on the bench beneath our cherry blossom tree. He smiles at me. He's just doing that. The whole time he was just waiting until I saw him. He's like... I leave you to it. Me and the Emmas are going to get ice cream. Love you, Pops. And runs off to join her friends. I go to Robert underneath the cherry tree, where everything is magical and lit perfectly. I take the seat next to Robert and the last guest make their way out of the party. Hey! Alright, just Reveille at the snack table. Good stuff. Yup. So, I had a chance to talk to Val. She physically threatened you? Yeah. Oh. That's my girl. She said you've been doing better. Trying to work on the vices. I also showered today. We sit in silence for a moment. You know, every day for me is a battle against my own self-destructive habits. But lately it's gotten a little easier. Thanks for talking some sense into me. It's hard to get things through my thick skull sometimes, but what you said that night has actually helped. I'm glad! I like you, Reloading. I like you a lot. I haven't felt this way about someone in a long time. I lean in and kiss him for a moment before he pulls away. He takes my hand in his. You're special to me. But I have some stuff I need to work on emotionally before I can get into anything romantic with you. You deserve better than who I am right now. Fuck that shit, I want to get laid! I need to be on my own for a bit to figure some things out. Of course. I think what you need right now is a friend, and I'm very happy to be that for you. Thank you. That means a lot to me. And if you're ever ready for more than that, you know where to find me. In my bedroom. Spread eagle. Let's hunt ghosts sometime. I would love that. Put my head on his shoulder and we watch the sun slowly dip below the horizon together. It's better to be early than late. Was that it? Damn, that ending sucked! No. Created by Leighton Gray and Vernon Shaw. Okay. Executive producers Aaron Hansen and Brent Lilly. Huh. So Aaron Hansen pretty much put most of the money in this. Technical designer. Credits. Barry Kramer. Nathan Jason Aaron. Susie Burhow as Val. Nathaniel McDonald as announcer voices. Okay. Huh. I'm gonna wait until the credits are over. Then I'll give my 2 cents about this. Whoa! Click to continue. Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be more pictures than that, but just one. Let me click on this. Is there anything? Gallery. Oh, I guess it's a different one each time you finish it one. Okay. Well, either way. But yeah. The next one I'm going to tackle down Damien, and that'll be it. I'm not gonna go through every one. I don't know, I'll give it, like I said, I'll give my final thoughts once I'm done with Damien. I think I have 2 more dates with him. Yeah. So once I'm done with that, I'll give my thoughts. But either way, I'm gonna have to condense this because I've been recording for an hour. So the final date is obviously the longest. So I will see all of you in the next one. Goodbye. Leave a comment down below or like it. I don't care. Goodbye.